All right, everybody, welcome back to the Spiral Podcast. Today is the Friday podcast, and I'm going to be yet again predicting the top 5 games for this weekend, and I'll be giving who I think is going to win that game and why. So the first one is a big one as well. Colorado, with its second big game of the week, or these past 2 weeks, is going to be going to Colorado State, a huge rivalry in Colorado. So I think Colorado State's going to win. Colorado, I could see Colorado rallying back after all the media hate and all that stuff, but I just don't think Colorado's good. I don't think they're a good team. And it's at Colorado State at nighttime. It's going to be a tough environment. If you remember, from last year, Colorado State almost beat Colorado. It was a close game, so I think Colorado State, I don't think either of these teams are quite good, to be honest, just because of the rivalry. And, Colorado, seeing what they're going to be like after losing a pretty bad game. It's going to be interesting to see. So, I got Colorado State winning that one. And I think it's going to be a great game to watch. So definitely look out for that one. The second one is Cincinnati versus Miami, Ohio. It's a rivalry game for sure. I mean, in Cincinnati area, it's going to be a great game. Cincinnati coming off a really tough loss to Pitt where they should have won. And Miami, Ohio is a top-tier MAC school in my opinion. So it's going to be a great game. It's at Miami, Ohio this year. And I think I might have Miami, Ohio winning this. I just don't think Satterfield is that great of a coach. I think clearly he couldn't pull out that Pitt game, so I don't know what he's going to be able to do against a top MAC school. I just think Miami, Ohio is going to win. Sorsby has been playing great for Cincinnati, but overall, I think at Miami, it's going to be a noon game, so crowd's going to be going crazy there. I think Miami, Ohio is going to win, unfortunately, for me, because I like Cincinnati, but yeah, I got Miami, Ohio winning, I don't think Cincinnati's going to be that good. And then the third game to look out for is Oregon versus Oregon State. It's at Oregon State, by the way, and I believe it's a night game, and it's going to be a tough game for sure. Oregon coming off a very scary game from last Saturday. Boise State giving them a really big jump scare. They had to get a field goal with like 30 seconds left to win, and that's pretty scary for an Oregon fan. So right now, if you're an Oregon fan, you've seen them beat Idaho by 10 points, I believe. It's 24-14, and then beat Boise State by 3 points. And they should have maybe even lost that game too. So that's going to be a tough game. Oregon State is definitely better than those two teams. I mean, Boise State is probably better than Oregon State, but Oregon State's 2-0. They're coming off of a pretty good win, I would say. So I think Oregon is going to win, but hear me out. Oregon State can easily beat Oregon. If Oregon doesn't lock in this week and they play like the past 2 weeks, man, watch out, because Oregon State might upset Oregon. I'm going to pick Oregon. I think Dan Lanning will be able to get his team rally back together, but I think Oregon's just overrated right now. Like, even at number 7, I just think they're overrated. I think Dylan Gabriel is a great quarterback, don't get me wrong. But I feel like their offense isn't as high-powered as we all thought it would be. I feel like their wide receivers aren't playing up to how good we thought they would, stuff like that. So their defense is honestly not looking that great either. So Oregon State could beat them, I do think. But I think Oregon will get it done in a very momentous game, rivalry game as well. And I think they'll be able to pick up their season from there. But watch out for Oregon State. And then I'm going to have an honorable mention because there's a lot of games this week that are pretty good, and I feel like I had to put this one in there. Tulane is at Oklahoma, and let me tell you, this game could be really, really close. I think Tulane could beat Oklahoma just because you saw what they did to Kansas State last week. They barely lost. Kansas State is pretty similar to Oklahoma in my eyes. They're similarly ranked in the polls. I think Oklahoma's better, don't get me wrong, but not by a huge margin, and Tulane was really close, man. So I think Oklahoma's going to end up getting the dub. But I think Brett Venables is still a good coach, stuff like that. Their offense is great. but defense is definitely still a little bit of concern for me. And the offense didn't really play good last week either, so who knows? That's going to be a good game to watch. But the fourth game I'm predicting is going to be Alabama versus Wisconsin. This is where Fox noon, I think it's going to be the big kickoff or whatever. So it's going to be a good game to go to for sure. That's Alabama at Wisconsin, which is something I never thought I'd see in my lifetime, to be honest with you. Environment is going to be tough. Alabama might not be ready for that environment. They might not really think much of Camp Randall, but it's going to be a tough environment. If it's cold up there too, that's going to definitely play in Wisconsin's favor. But I think Alabama's going to beat them pretty badly still. Unfortunately, I just think Alabama, Jalen Milroe is just going to run all over that defense and pass over all the defense, quite frankly, as well. I mean, their defense isn't bad by any means, but I think Alabama's just way too high-powered offense. And then their offense also just looks atrocious. Even if their defense plays good, it's going to have to be playing so much because their offense sucks that Alabama's just going to be able to take control of the game and end up winning. But as much as I want Wisconsin to keep it competitive and stuff, I just can't see it being close. So I got Alabama winning that one. And then Notre Dame at Purdue. What a game. I believe it's a 3:30 game. Purdue with its newly renovated stadium that looks pretty nice, by the way, in case you haven't seen it. They closed off the one end zone, so with a huge scoreboard as well. So it looks really cool. Purdue's got a sneakily good place to play at. If it was at a night game, I would definitely pick Purdue. Not really that much question about it because, as you all know, Notre Dame's coming off that huge loss against Northern Illinois, so that's going to be a tough road game. This is kind of a rivalry game, too. Purdue and Notre Dame don't like each other. So, Purdue also, they're coming off of a bye week, so they're going to have 2 weeks to prepare for Notre Dame. They're going to be studying them way more, being able to draw up plays that will benefit them more against that Notre Dame defense, which is going to be hard to score against. But, dude, I think I'm picking the upset, Purdue over Notre Dame. I think that offense is going to be really good, and people are going to kind of sleep on Purdue. I was kind of sleeping on them as well coming into the season. I didn't think they'd be good at all, but after watching them play, they looked really good. Their defense actually looked solid too, which is kind of surprising. And as much as I think Notre Dame's going to rally back with Marcus Freeman as their head coach, I think they will, but I don't know, man. It's just something that's telling me pick Purdue, man. I can definitely see Notre Dame winning. I think it's a wake-up call for sure, and they're going to really try this week. But it's at Purdue, and it's a 3:30 game. Environment's going to be crazy there, so I'm not going to be surprised if Purdue wins. That's why I'm picking them, because I like Purdue. I like their offense, and Riley Leonard hasn't really shown me much to like. So that's me picking the top 5 games this weekend. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. And, if I had some hot takes, let me know in the comments because I feel like these takes are all valid. But, yeah, let me know in the comments. And be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Anything helps out. So, thank you so much. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.